G'day mates, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. So today I've been requested to go play a Hearts of Iron 4 game, and we're going to be heading in and we're going to be doing Sweden. I have had a little bit of a test game just to see how everything went, and I'll tell you what, it went pretty badly. So let's dive right on in and see how we go. So I'm going to be doing Sweden, as I said. I'm going to be doing it on non-Iron Man because saves can bugger up when you're recording, and that would be shit. I'm going to be doing historical AI focuses because I want the war to start as per normal, and we'll be doing it on just regular difficulty. Now I'm going to be keeping myself. Sweden is going to be democratic all the way. None of this fascism crap. We're going to be fighting fascism. We're going to be fighting whatever that is. And it's actually quite interesting. I only know one phrase in Swedish, and that is Bjornen, ater Vegetarianen, which is, pardon the fucking terrible pronunciation there, but that means essentially the bear eats the vegetarian. I have no idea where I learned that from, but that is pretty much the only thing I've got going for me. So we are not going to be the vegetarian. We are not going to allow ourselves to be eaten by the bear. Well, with manpower like that, we've got a snowflake's chance in hell. We're going to have to modernise our military real quick. So I reckon a Scania Varbus, we're going to go a motorised division, and I think we'll just go the regular electronic and industry. Without a doubt, industrial effort is the way to go. Mr. Eric Af Edholm, you have the absolute honour of leading our forces, all 12 of them, and you can go down and train down in Stockholm. Sweden is peaceful, so we're going to go construction effort. We are a peace-loving peoples. Brother fights brother, father fights son. Spain has entered civil war. Now I've pondered over this one for quite a long time. Concentrated industry used to be the way to go, but recent patches have given dispersed industry a little bit of, a little bit more oomph. And I reckon that production efficiency base is probably something I'm going to give a shot. I'll try it out and we'll see how we go. Per Albin Hansen has decided that a captain of industry is the way forward. Sometimes just too much work to walk everywhere. Let's just all hop in some cars, we'll be all well and sorted from here on out. Innovative and forward thinking, the modern day Swede realises that mobile warfare is the way of the future. Always eager to deliver on election promises, the Swedish ruling party invested heavily in infrastructure. The new intern had some surprising talents. Unease settles around the world as Franco takes control in Spain. Fearful that the precedent that Franco had set in Spain, the Hansen government decided to institute limited conscription. Investment in the hard sciences continued to pay dividends to the Swedish government. 6th of May 1937, a terrible disaster befalls the Hindenburg. Efforts to modernise the military yielded some interesting discoveries. Helge Young joined the military command. Hansen was informed of the loss of Erhard while on a diplomatic mission abroad. Swedish eyes turned eastward as Stalin began purges in the Soviet Union. In the Far East, a tiger was awakening. The escalating situation in the East continued to push tensions higher. Escalating Japanese-Chinese tensions forced the Hansen government to enact partial mobilisation. Emboldened by the lack of great power attention, Italy began to cast its eyes beyond its own borders. Suddenly, a new player stumbled onto the stage. China, rife with division inside its own borders, unable to stop the Japanese assault. With all eyes on Germany, Stalin extended his reign of terror. Driven by increasing tension throughout the world, France and Britain revive the old alliance. Hitler refuses to be cowed and extends his reach eastwards. The Japanese, sensing victory was close at hand, were not prepared for the counterattack by Chinese forces. Chamberlain secures peace in our time. Hitler, spurred on by a lack of British backbone, annexes the Czech lands. Jumping on the bandwagon, Italy topples Zog from his throne. Recognising their interests may be aligned, Italy and Germany pursue closer bonds. The French, ever focused inward, ban communism. Meanwhile, to the east, a secret deal is struck. Years of technological advancement began to pay off as the Hansen government became the first in the world to develop new weapons. The stalwart Poles prepared to defend their lands. As war raged on the continent, the Hansen government was concerned to note that Hitler wasn't looking northwards. While the French Maginot Line proved too much for the Germans, there were other routes. It seemed no amount of fine chocolate would save the Belgians. The sleeping giant awakened. And with a lazy yawn, the giant returned to sleep. Disappointed with their allies, the Belgians lay down their weapons. Fearing the coming storm, the Swedes rolled out production of their finest weapons. The shrewd Japanese, able to recognise a rising power, aligned themselves with Germany. With all eyes on Central Europe, the Russian bear began to flex its muscle. Having secured their northern flank, the Poles began to retake lost territory. Bjornen and ater Bessarabia. Fearful of the rising bear, Romania joined the Axis. With quick strides, the British retook much of the lowlands. Fearful of being trapped on both sides, Hungary too joined the Axis. Hitler, in an act of cruel diplomacy, backstabbed the Romanians and granted it Hungarian land. The brave Poles, a match for the German Reich, were unprepared for an attack on their southern border. Suddenly the Romanians began to rethink their alliance with Hitler. Sensing a weakened Axis, the British launched a threefold attack on the Italians. Horrified at the atrocities occurring on the continent, and with an election looming in September, the Swedish Hansen government prepared for intervention.